apparently Matt Walsh had a debate with someone who identifies as transgender. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Hi, Matt. I'm transgender. I'm born and raised here in New Mexico. I have a graduate degree in information technology, marketing, business, and finance. I
Stay in your whole resume. All right, so it's like to make what you have to say more valid. Okay. All right, let's see.
own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a 6-figure job. I'm a respected professional in Albuquerque.
Good for you.
I'm a mother.
Now I got to side eye you. Huh? You said, let me let it play. Let me let it play. Come on, man. Come on. You started stating your resume, then you started lying out here in these streets. Even Matt Walsh,
my life experience is that I'm an awesome person. I am well liked. I'm responsible, and I think I'm pretty.
How you gonna tell me not only that you awesome, that you well liked? You don't know that. You don't know that. I don't know if I would want to be around you. Seem like you full of yourself. Seem like your ego is crazy.
Pretty cool. You touched on something. You said something earlier that for you, when somebody calls you a man, it doesn't faze you because, you just know that you're a man. That was interesting to me because I feel the same way about my identity as a woman. My question leading up to this, you've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman, that...
Ma'am, this is a long introduction to nonsense. This is crazy. You got to get to your point, though. I'm going to need you to hurry that along. Why you going in slow motion?
Nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman. And yet, I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds. Women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers. I have my boss, my VP.
Bam, all you're saying is there's a bunch of people that pretty much baby you and just go along with whatever you say because they don't care. Either they don't care or they don't want to upset you.
My CEO, all respecting me as a woman. My family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me I'm a woman. They'll tell me.
You need assurance? You need to be told that? Then that's a problem. That's a problem. You have to be told that you're a woman? Then that's an issue. Then something is not right. That should be something that just is what it is.
Hey, girl, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman.
Why?
So the question.
Okay.
How can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay. It's interesting that's...
They thought they was going to get an applause. They swore that the crowd was going to start clapping. That's why they named all these great things to them about themselves. And they thought that the crowd's going to go, yeah, woo, you told him. You told him. Oh, man, you got him.
That's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man when I...
Big facts. Big facts.
100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, it's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, "Listen, man, I want you to know you're really a man," I would think,
like, yeah, man, I gotta confirm to you that you're a man. That sounds crazy. Why would you need that? We know we're men, right? Let's just talk about metaphorically, but we know when we're born what we are, right? Throughout life, we figure it out. We understand that.
I think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for is something that you need to be assured of.
Right.
Now, what I would like to.
I said that. I said, why do you have to be assured of your identity? That's crazy. That sounds wild, man.
Ask you again because you're standing here, and so you've brought your identity and
why are you
on the table for discussion. So, how do you know that you're a woman?
It was first when I heard transgender persons describe their experience.
Wow. After they were told to, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That sounds crazy. After you were told by someone else who was told by someone else who was told by someone. Okay.
In their own words. And this was only about 2 years ago.
That makes no sense.
Hearing somebody.
So you, according to you, you a woman and you just learned about it 2 years ago. You don't look like an infant. You look like you're grown. You look like an adult. So up until 2 years ago, you thought that you were a man. That sounds odd to me. Like, also, do whatever you want, but that sounds crazy to me. It sounds like maybe, and I'm not a doctor, but I think maybe you should have spoken to one. Because I can't diagnose you, but I do think that sounds a little odd to me.
It described things. It was a woman from like England.
2 years
describing her experience, her childhood.
Yo, look at the older woman in the corner. She like, come on. Cut that out. You said she was from where? Okay.
Her teenage years. And it blew my mind to be listening to her because it was just some podcast that I was listening to while I was like doing laundry.
But it wasn't even in person. It was a you heard a podcast tell you, you're a woman. And you was like, oh my gosh. You're right. I am a woman. That's it. You don't know how ridiculous that sounds. You was listening to a podcast when you was doing laundry and just like, yeah, I must be a woman. This is what it must be. You don't know if a few years from now you might change your mind.
It blew my mind to hear somebody so eloquently and precisely describe things that I had experiences.
What was the description? What did they say?
Right.
Okay. So
you wasn't prepared to have to explain nothing. You thought you was gonna come in here and say wokety woke, alphabet people, and people was just gonna cheer. Yeah. Yeah. You told him. You told him, sister. That's what she was. James Charles in the room. James Charles there. You know, hi, sisters. That's what was going on. You didn't ever expect to have to explain your statements.
I am honestly hesitant. I know that you touched earlier about the difficulty that transgender women might have in describing their identity, but I want to state, I honestly don't feel that you would engage in this conversation in good faith.
Wow.
Why are you here? Why did you stand up to talk to me if you don't want to have a conversation?
Exactly. That's so crazy. That's a really dumb thing to say. Like, what? So why would you even engage in a conversation in the first place? If you don't think they would engage in good faith, why are you talking to them? It's because you just wanted credit for how amazing you believe that you are? Come on, bro. That makes no sense. You're
saying that you discovered that you're a woman. I'm asking you how you did. That's a very fair question.
Okay.
How do you know that you're a woman?
That's fine. All right. So first of all, listening to transgender people, And it was like, okay, this is a one-off,
Wow.
one person describing these things.
So because you were told, yo, Finn, this is crazy. This is great. All you're going to do, and watch, this is just me making a prediction because I've heard this argument 1,000 times. You're just going to say that you heard from somewhere or you felt it randomly, right? You're not going to be able to explain in any way, shape, or form how you are actually a woman. Once again, I do want to state, I don't care if you say you transition and you say whatever. I don't give a damn. Just don't try to expect me or anyone else to abide by something that you just made up. Like, I don't think that's fair, right? If you want to do what you want to do, okay. But this is crazy. You're not even willing to engage in the conversation and actually give examples of your statements.
Things like looking at yourself in the mirror and not recognizing yourself. Hearing compliments like, you are such an example, like a positive masculine role model. And just hearing that and being like, it feels like they're talking about somebody else. It means feeling alone, even when you're surrounded by guys, even when you have a lot of friends. And I was active in like Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I had great masculine role.
So you feeling alone when you're surrounded by guys means that you're not a man? That doesn't really actually make sense. I don't think that makes sense at all. Or it means that you're not actually a man. It just got me so confused right now because I'm trying to understand how they got to their point and their logic, and it's just not adding up to me. And I'm trying to be fair and hear them out. It just don't sound like it makes any sense.
Role models my whole life. And yet I never felt like I belonged. I felt welcome and included.
Why does that make you a woman?
Because
as opposed to just a man who doesn't get along with some other men,
right?
Or a man who's depressed, or a man who doesn't feel at home totally in his body, which, by the way, is a pretty universal human experience. Everybody goes through it at one time or another. So,
facts.
So in what way?
That is facts, right? That's getting to know yourself. People who haven't discovered themselves. There's some people that haven't discovered themselves until around the age of what they are, right? And I'm not talking about the discovery as in what your gender is, but I'm talking about as in just what the things that you like, what you don't like, right? Things you want to do with your life, right? How you feel about your past, your present, your future, things of this nature, right? I think that maybe there's a chance that that's what this person was going through. And because they didn't have any kind of like proper guidance and they just took it from listening to a podcast, they on something else. They on a whole different type of time, right? That I think that maybe if they just spoke to someone who was a professional, they might have had maybe more proper guidance.
Hey, does that make you a woman, though? And it's interesting. You're telling me that you listen to the experiences of other transgender people.
Well, yeah.
But what about women?
So
because trans women are women, you would say, right?
I would say that. Yeah.
Exactly the same?
Yes.
Okay, well then why do you need to hear the testimony of trans, quote unquote, trans women? Like how you pick any actual woman in this room? In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me. So here was
What?
You need them to tell you what you are?
Women.
Yeah. So woman, if he could pick a woman in that room that would tell you that you are not a woman, then you would just have to go with what they said, right? There's really no actual argument here.
Yes. I trust the opinions of the women around
and
me.
If most
it's
women,
incredible. You might try it sometime.
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women...
Me and Matt Walsh is eye to eye with it. He's asking all the questions that I would ask because I just said that. So if other women told you weren't, then you would just go with that, right?
Women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore. Would you then relent and say, I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the...
This is so stupid. That's crazy. I'm only going to believe my friends in my echo chamber and because right now you're not telling me that any decision or opinion that your friends gave was based off of logic. It's all feelings and how you feel and how they make you feel.
The opinions of the people.
So that's the echo chamber.
With me.
So but you are relying on other people to tell you who you are, is what we're establishing.
for context, I know you like to think, I know you like to say, everybody's rah-rahing and supporting transgender people, and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism?
What are you even asking right now, bro? I'm really sitting here trying to understand. Even the people in the audience look confused. They gave up on you. They was just like, all right, whatever. Whatever, fam. You can't even put up a good argument. You came to embarrass yourself at this point. That's what it sounds like. Because you are embarrassing yourself, but it sounds like you did this on purpose.
I'm not safe. And
how are you not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe? Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Was a woman?
But you know that you're a woman.
Yeah.
What is that?
Ooh.
So gender is a social thing. It only makes sense.
That. What is
yeah, you're not answering the question already. This is a trap. And I love this trap that he sets, right? Because it's an easy question. It's not that hard, fam. But only people that don't want to just admit the truth are the ones that's going to dance around it. They refuse.
A woman. What is a woman?
What is a woman?
The word woman, define in the dictionary. Go.
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women.
Wow.
That's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
That's my definition. That's mine. You can say what your definition is for it.
Thank you. Good.
Crazy. Was you born with woman organs, bro? That's it. Do you have the woman part? Was you born with the woman parts? Man? That's really all it falls down to. This person was so afraid to answer the damn question. Whatever, man. I think that Matt Walsh destroyed them in a debate. Destroyed them. And I'm saying this not from a place of hate, but more from just me logically sitting here and hearing both sides. That was easy. That's easy work. But tell me what you think in the comment section.